Good morning, fourth graders. Today you're doing lesson 3.1, What's My Rule? The goal of this lesson is to simply review What's My Rule problems. At this point you should have written your goal. If you did not, do that now. Let's take a look at a math message. So this problem says, each person in the United States uses about 50 gallons of water per day. Use this information to complete the What's My Rule table. So what is the rule? If we're using about 50 gallons per day, what does that mean that we need to do for our rule? Well, if you don't know from reading the words, let's take a look at some examples. In was 2. Out was 100. What was done here? So we multiply by 50. Turn and talk with your partner about how we would figure out the next 4 to figure out what the out is. Alright, so when we multiply 6 by 50, we get 300. When we multiply 10 by 50, we get 500. When we multiply 30 by 50, we get 1,500. And when we multiply 365 by 50, we get 18,250. So our rule tells us that when a number comes from the in and goes through here, it needs to have this rule done to it, so times 50. Then what comes out is the answer, and we put that on the outside. Let's try a couple more examples. This first one, my rule is negative 12 or minus 12. So if I put the number 36 into my What's My Rule box, what number would come out? 36 minus 12 equals 24. When you already have the out, pretend like it goes in backwards, and now we need to do the opposite. The opposite of subtracting 12 is adding 12. Adding 12 to 12 gives us 24. Turn and talk to your partner to solve the next 3 spots. So we have 14 minus 12 is 2. 10 minus 12 is negative 2. And now we work backwards. Negative 8 plus 12 is 4. Down here at the bottom now, I've showed you some of the ins and outs, but the rule is missing. Who can figure out what our rule is? Right, so we know when we're going from a smaller to a larger number, we're either adding or we're multiplying. Well, we can't multiply 250 to get 350, so we are adding. So our rule here is plus 100. Let's solve this together. I'll say the in, you say the out. 20 plus 100 equals 565 plus 100 equals Now we have the out, and we need to subtract 100 to get the in. So 665 minus 100 equals. And 321 plus 100 equals. You're going to be doing problems just like this in your math journal. So right now, open up to lesson 3.1, What's My Rule? This is on page 53. We're going to do 2 of these together. Number 1 says our rule is add 30. So if we start with 30 and we add 30, what's our answer? Good. Turn and talk with your partner to solve the next 4. This blank one means that you need to make up your own. All right, I'll say the in, you say the out. 80 plus 30 equals 20 plus 30 equals 150 plus 30 equals, and 290 plus 30 equals. What are some other ideas for what you could have at the bottom here? Now we're going to do number 4. The rule is there are 12 inches in 1 foot. That means for every foot, this is the foot side, we need to multiply by 12. So 3 times 36, or 3 times 12 is 36. Keep in mind that multiplication and division are opposites. So when we have 60, we need to divide by 12 to get our in number. So we're thinking, what times 12 equals 60? Right, the answer is 5. 12, now let's do 10 times 12 equals, and can anybody solve the next two in their heads? When we do 264 divided by 12, it is 22. And 720 divided by 12 equals 60. Turn and talk with your partner to come up with one more example one. On your own, you're going to be completing the last 4 problems that are available on this page. We're going to be finishing up the Polygon Alphabet page. This is one we started before. You should just have a little bit left to do. And MathBox 3.1. Remember, when you're doing this one from feet to yards and those other units, you can look in your reference book. It's also right in the back. So here's the plan for today. Complete Math Journal page 53, What's My Rule? Your teacher is checking number 1 and 2. Then do Math Journal page 54, a Polygon Alphabet, and then MathBox 3.1. If you complete that, then you may go on to activities B and C, the Math Masters, and then onto the Chromebook.